Hello everyone, my name is Matthew here with Crescent Vale doing a self-graded card review of a Luka card, Purple Parallel, numbered at 49. This is a 2020-2021 Obsidian Vitreous insert. It is an amazing card. I would say it's, beautiful, rare, it is all those things. It's top of the line basically. We'll call it a top of the line card. And it's essentially we're going to do a self-graded review on this. So essentially the grades, disclaimer, the grades are essentially my own assessment to basically rate the condition of the card the best I can. It's still going to be sold known as raw. Each time we do these, we cannot guarantee they'll cross over at a grading company at these grades. We can't guarantee the card's price will increase or decrease based on the assessment that I provide. Essentially, you'll be buying it raw, just review the photos. And that's one of the reasons why we do all these videos is so if you're going to spend a little bit more money on this card, you can review the video as in depth as possible. eBay's recently, and maybe it's been around for a while, you can upload a video, but it's only 10K. We're filming in 8K right now. So every nook and cranny of this card, you can watch it on your TV, you can zoom in on your cell phone, enjoy basically. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to review the centering, edges, corners, and surface of the card. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a overall score. I've already cross-referenced this card quite a bit, and there's a few online, which is great. It's on eBay. And when I cross-referenced, I found a 9 by CGC. I found a 9 a PSA, and it's not the same parallel, but same card essentially. So 9 of those two grading companies and a 9.5 from Beckett. Now, whenever somebody, they don't always do these high-definition photos that I'm doing, so I can't always properly cross-reference it, but I can do as best as I can, especially when it's in a case. It's even a little bit harder to cross-reference. But BSG, basically, its centering was almost identical to our centering, and they gave it a 9. So the thing I like about BSG is their subgrades. And that's what we do here. So subgrade for this is a 9 on centering. I just felt like it was almost identical to one of the other copies that I saw of this card, and honestly 9 is about right. You can kind of see there's a little bit more room on the left side than the right side, and the back there's a little bit more room on the bottom when we get there. So anywho, edges, this is where I wasn't, like Beckett was given a 9.5 on their edges, but I couldn't really inspect it as closely as I'd like to. One of our edges actually has a imperfection. I can go ahead, we'll talk about it, and we'll see how much overall this impacts the condition of the card, this edge here. So you can kind of see it right here. And it is an indentation. It is an imperfection. Now, it doesn't really impact the surface of the card. I wouldn't really put that as one of our corners. I put that as an imperfection on the edges. Now, when we look at the rest of the edges, I would say it's in fairly good condition. But the task at hand is taking that bit of the edge into consideration and then now rating the overall condition of the edges. And I would definitely take it down a half a point for that imperfection. Now, do we take it down a full point for that imperfection? Because there's not too many other imperfections on the edge of this card. This card in 8K, now my fingers and fingernails will be in 8K as well. So I apologize for my my hands, basically. No one really wants to see them. I would really like to have my wife probably do this. She has much prettier hands. I am not the best hand model whenever we're going to look at the surface. We'll take a look at that area again. It might have just been a small piece of card that I already had on the back of this. So that is no problem. But we're basically now we have to assess with this imperfection on the edge. Do we take it down to a 9 or a 9.5? Because that's the only imperfection we can find. It's real tough in between a 9 and a 9.5 because it's really going to kind of determine if the card overall is a 9 or a 9.5. The corners I'm leaning towards a 9.5, and the surface I'm leaning towards a 9.5 as well. So we'll have 2 9s and 2 9.5s. Edges, I'm going to go with a 9.5 because I think this card overall is a 9.5. Looking at those corners, I'm saying 9.5, and surface, I'm also blaming 9.5, unless we find anything. Then that'd be 3 9.5s and a 9. And that's really what the Beckett score was for this card, was 3 9.5s and a 9, and I gave it a 9.5 overall. So the surface, I would probably, now that I'm looking a little bit closer here, I could probably go down to a 9 on it if this bit of imperfection on the surface doesn't just clear up right away. Let's take a look. Actually, it did clear up. So sticking with a 9.5. I'm not seeing, if we do see any imperfections, we can take the grade down a little bit, but if we don't see any imperfections, then we will keep the grade at 9.5. All I'm doing off camera is just slightly using a microfiber cloth to get that as clean as possible. But yeah, the card feels like a 9.5 overall. The Beckett was pretty similar. We'll see if so there's a bit of indentation there. I could go down to a 9 on the surface of the card. Really, this indentation line here, kind of see it in certain angles. See it in several cards. Don't know if I really call it a print line, I call it indentation. So what we'll do is we'll go for the surface, we'll go down to a 9, even though I only see one imperfection on the surface, and that could be just the half a point that we take off. So it could keep still the 9. So that one indentation line, I believe the 9.5 for the surface is the proper score on this. The edge there is really the biggest imperfection that we can find on it. So overall, giving it a 9.5 is the overall score that I'm going to be giving on this card today. Yeah, the centering 9. Oh, edges. We're saying is that in between a 9 and a 9.5. For the edges, let's go down to a 9. So we have 2 9s and 2 9.5s, but overall leaning towards a 9.5 for the total. Yeah. Centering, obviously you can tell by just looking that it's a little right heavy. The left side is a little light. But a 9, since that's what Beckett did, and it's almost identical centering. I think we're cross-referenced there properly. Edges, there was just one imperfection on the edge that's essentially, you can see it with the I call it naked eye. So a 9 on the edges, fair grade. Corners, couldn't really find any imperfections, but these kind of cards are very difficult to get a 10 on. I think a 9.5 is fair. Surface 9.5, fair, and overall, since the edge we did have a 9.5, we took it down to a 9, but overall I feel like it is a 9.5 grade. Similar to the Beckett, it's a 101. You can see it's like $5,000. 101s do catch a little bit more a little bit higher price, and then not only that, a Beckett 9.5 score is even going to catch a higher price. Now, if you look at the other cards that are up there, they have some out of 25, serial numbered out of 25. They have one that's serial numbered out of 99. I think the one out of 99 is priced at $150. The serial numbered out of 25 going between like $300 and $500. So essentially, this being serial numbered out of I think 49 or 50. Since it's serial numbered in between 99 and 25, that would be in between 150 and essentially 350. So 250 probably, maybe I'll start it at 300, and then my lowest price point on this will be about 250. So if you're watching this video and you're interested in the card, just realize price point's probably going to vary between 300 and 250. So there you go. Most times we don't even go into that in detail for when we do these reviews, but we will put it in a Zion slab and we will get a custom label on this, get it up on eBay soon. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch.